Hello, we are a senior team of advisors at Alphabet.
In our 2004 IPO letter, we affirmed that our goal is to develop services that significantly improve the lives of as many people as possible. We at Alphabet have as much influence on society as almost any company in the world. Thus, our recommendation is to positively affect society with both established and newly developed AI by diving into the growing market for blue light filtering that we believe will be very valuable in the coming years for our employees, consumers, and investors alike. This blue light filtering AI would be relevant to use in our already established companies and products such as Sidewalk and Google Glass. As the world becomes more evolved around technology, AI is playing a key role in our society. So how can all this technological benefit to society exist without repercussions? The truth is, it cannot. Technology has many side effects on human beings. From cars, we get pollution. From genetically modified foods, we get poor dietary choices. And while both of these issues are being addressed through fixes such as electric vehicles and non-GMO foods, there is still a large threat to arguably the most vital catalyst to our health: sleep. According to Medical News Today, sleep has been linked to several brain functions, including concentration, productivity, cognition, while also increasing social and emotional intelligence, strengthening your immune system, and reducing depression.
Further, Harvard Medical School explains that blue light is naturally emitted from the sun and is thus beneficial during daylight hours because it boosts attention, reaction times, and mood. However, it is detrimental at night. They continue to explain that before artificial lighting, the sun was a major source for visibility, and people spent their evenings in darkness, which would signal their brain to produce melatonin. Nowadays, in much of the world, evenings are illuminated, and we are taking in blue light from our electronics like phones, computers, and TVs, but also fluorescent and LED lighting. Thus, according to sleepfoundation.org, this wavelength delays the release of sleep-inducing melatonin, increasing alertness and resets the body's internal clock or circadian rhythm to a later schedule. Thus, anytime a person is exposed to blue light, they are at risk of disrupting their sleep. We are starting to see more global awareness for this, as blue light protective eyewear has taken off and phones offer options such as night mode. That being said, there is much to be done, and we could still be a leader and revolutionize this growing issue.
We believe that the most important cause of blue light exposure is personal technological devices. These systems are used on a daily basis by a large number of people, leaving them prone to high amounts of blue light and thus affecting their daily productivity and cognitive health. To combat this issue, we will make use of individual consumer data to cater device lighting on a more personal level. Two main pieces of technology are most connected to this, the first of which being the most used, a smartphone. By making use of previous technologies such as night mode, in addition to new data like phone usage habits such as time, length of use, and sleep schedules, we will be able to develop an individual lighting schedule as well as a personalized assistant for one's smartphone, monitored entirely by AI. What this would require is a voluntary allowance of the use of one's data for just this purpose. What we at Alphabet know is that AI knows us better than we know ourselves. So unlike night mode, which requires you to manually schedule these shifts based on personal intuition, which could lead to fallacy, our technology does the work for you. After the AI collects the data, a blue light filter will be gradually displayed on the screen, with small enough increments as to not distract from the phone's main functions. Those that make use of this will receive the benefits of improved sleep and cognition with very low effort participation on their end. The second device is what we believe to be the future of eyewear, Google Glass. Blue light filters are not necessarily a unique advancement in the eyewear world, but making use of them with the Google Glass would vastly improve the future of industry, we believe. In careers requiring a large amount of time elapsed looking at screens, one's eyes can become strained and work can become difficult and even painful, thus leading to lower efficiency for the individual and the company as a whole. To combat this, we believe that making use of AI and a blue light filter in our Google Glass would be a direct benefit to those companies. Similar to the implementation in smartphones, we would make use of voluntarily provided user data to gradually change the tint on the glasses to adapt to the surrounding lighting. Making use of this improves focus and likely increases allowed longevity of work. To assist in limiting blue light exposure on a macro scale, we are proposing a long-term plan of implementing an AI within cities. For the longest time, LED lights have been a mainstay in cities, particularly the most crowded downtown areas. As a result, blue lights are unfortunately welcomed for far too long into the streets and lodgings of millions of residents. We could work in collaboration with our Smart City subsidiary, Sidewalk Labs, in Toronto, to bring our blue light protection to urban areas. Our system will make use of solar data to create a more fine-tuned lighting infrastructure within these cities, protecting the eyes of pedestrians after the sun goes down by applying the blue light filter. This will maintain the privilege of having light and visibility in our cities while still adhering to the body's natural rhythm. Not only is this appealing to the typical consumer, but on a grander scale, reducing blue light output would result in a lower energy cost for the entire city.
Though implementing AI that reduces blue light usage on personal devices could help improve our customers' and employees' health in the long run, the way that AI does this needs to be regulated. In short, the AI algorithm we come up with should make recommendations of when to change lighting patterns, but the device should not actually change settings without human user approval first, and should offer user-scheduled alterations. An AI software that automatically turns off personal devices would cut human productivity substantially, as people would constantly have to restart their devices when they want to keep using it. Additionally, data of when the human user goes to sleep should not be shared with other services to protect their privacy. Similarly, light policy in big cities would also have to be regulated. It is common street smarts that a person should not be walking alone at night on a dark street in a dangerous city. Our AI program should prioritize human needs first and therefore not completely turn off lights at night, and rather just dim the blue light effect, as it will keep humans safe. Surveyed citizens usually agree that turning the lights off at night would be bad. As pictured from a local newspaper in Hertfordshire, a county that had introduced part night lighting, people do not want to live in a dark society. Although this plan ultimately does society good, it recommends people to turn off their phones, which discourages use of technology, which is a major part of our company's success. Most of the time, we, the board, and our stakeholders of Alphabet want people on their devices and using our web services as much as possible so we can continually collect more data and improve our AI algorithms from it. From Forbes, we learned that the average person consumes 5 times more info per day than their counterparts did 50 years ago. At Alphabet, with this increased data, we can use this info to better advertise on our web services like Google and YouTube, which helps us gain more revenue. This comes at a cost, however. If kids are on their devices instead of sleeping, according to the National Health Service, new brain scans reveal sleep deprivation damages children's brains. If one of our goals is ultimately to help future generations, we can do a cost-benefit analysis and see that improving children's minds outweighs everything else.
Our AI initiative is capable of addressing the unique needs and priorities of the different stakeholders affected. Our direct stakeholders that could affect or be affected by our new AI recommendation are our employees, consumers, the government, and investors such as you. Both our employees, who generally work on screens, and our manufacturing teams, who might be using Google Glass, would be able to serve our company more productively over time because, as previously mentioned, good sleep improves productivity and concentration. We want to foster employees with the best functional well-being. The same goes for our product consumers. Our Google Glass customers would also benefit in similar ways as our employees, creating a better workforce and society all around. Furthermore, government's agendas might conflict with the light filtering in cities and impose standards, but since we already have a government relationship in our Smart City subsidiary, we are already capable of addressing any governmental concerns. Finally, our investors would find interest in how our new recommendation affects our company's public image. There's potential for growing our brand value through positive public response. As industry leaders who have captured several AI markets already, we hope that our investors will find intrinsic worth in our potential to be revolutionary leaders in the blue light realm as well. Our mission statement explains that we may do things that we believe will have a positive impact on the world, even if the near-term financial returns are not obvious. Therefore, we expect our investors to support our efforts and see the long-term social and economic benefits of AI blue light filtering. By appealing to our direct stakeholders and creating benefit for them, we can maintain good and possibly even better relationships with our stakeholders.
Off this notion, another argument against providing services that minimize reducing blue light is the fact that our shareholders might not see it as a product we can sell or an idea that generates profit. However, one end result of implementing blue light filters via AI is improvement to our own employees' efficiency, as they will sleep better and be more productive at work on a full night's rest. Sleep.org estimates that sleep deprivation costs American companies $63.2 billion a year, and therefore blue light filters would reduce costs for our company. From a marketing lens, we can see that adding this blue light feature could have monetary value for us. As a relatively new problem being introduced into society, at Alphabet we could be the leaders of informing people about the issue and how we are doing our part to mitigate it. Being an already huge company, this would provide brand benefits that would improve our customers' loyalty and give us more company awareness. Our consumer base would think of us as a more socially responsible business, which would increase their loyalty to us and therefore lead to more revenue in the long run. As previously stated, the implementation of blue light feature in our Google Glasses could be a selling point that we market, which allows us to sell them at a higher price. Overall, this could help us increase profit margins on this product.
Now that we have established that the product initiatives benefits all our direct stakeholders, it will be easy to sell you on how these benefits our communities and our people. According to Vision Council, 80% of American adults use digital devices more than 2 hours per day. 59% experience symptoms of digital eye strain. These high numbers result from large blue light intake. A National Eye Institute funded study discovered children absorb more blue light than adults from digital device screens as well. Blue light damages retinal cells, causing vision problems that lead to age-related macular degeneration. No matter one's age, blue light affects him or her. By using AI to decrease blue light exposure to individuals of all ages, there will be a reduction in healthcare costs. Limiting the amount of blue light intake, people will be less susceptible to vision-related issues. According to Mental Health American, individuals will get back on their regular circadian rhythm, increasing sleep time and decreasing fatigue. This leads to healthier people, which decreases health costs.
By adopting AI to limit blue light emissions in Google Glass, personal devices, and cities, we will serve all Americans, young and old, outdoor lovers, and stay-at-home techies. All are affected by blue light, and all have the potential to reduce the harms of blue light.